all correct. And the way I look at it is it really begins with self. That's number one, is self. As you said, and that falls into what everybody said, responsibility, discipline, really having that discipline. When you can't complain if you're not committed. That's bottom line. If you're not where you want to be, I urge you to really look at your daily routine. That's very important. What do you do? What are you doing? Because you can have all the plans in the world. You can have all of the resources, which we already do, because in essence, as Earl Nightingale mentioned, we are already standing in our own acre of diamonds. We already have every single thing that we need to be where we want to be. We just have to really seek it. And by seeking it, that does require that self-discipline that you need to really have for yourself. You need to hold yourself to a different standard of responsibility and of self-belief. That was amazing, Annette. That is very important. It does begin with self-belief. You have to have self-belief, self-efficacy, self-confidence. That is key for you to really achieve anything. You have to believe that you are worthy and capable of doing so. So that's perfect. I like that. Another point that I'd like to touch on is when it comes down to, and if we think about this, and I'll give you an example. And I don't recall exactly which book I read this in. I'm not sure if it was Sales Dogs or Rich Dad Poor Dad, but there was a story, and I'll give you a quick story. Basically, there was a billionaire, okay? So I'll paint the picture for you. There was a billionaire at an event. He pulls up to the event. There's somebody doing ballet. So there's a hostess doing the ballet. He hands his keys to the ballet staff member. The staff member is blown away by the billionaire's car. It was a Ferrari. He's just blown away. But whatever, he goes, parks it. The billionaire does what he has to do in the event. He comes back out at the end. He goes to pick up his vehicle. And the ballet staff member, he comes up and he's asking him, wow, how do you have this? Like, I want to be like you. I want to have this. I want to live this life. And he's like, and so the ballet employee started saying that how his plan is to be a real estate agent. He wants to be into real estate. He plans on owning thousands of mansions worldwide. He has this, he's given this pitch pretty much of what it is that he wants. All these magnificent mansions he's going to own and properties. So the billionaire, he looks at him and he says, okay, I like your drive. You know what? I'm going to a gala tonight. I'll send a car to pick you up and join me. Just make sure you suit up and come through. I'll send a car for you. He's like, okay, excellent. Wow, he's blown away. He's like, yeah, this is amazing. My doors are going to start opening perfect. So the billionaire sets a vehicle to go pick him up. He picks him up, 8 o'clock, takes him to the gala. They walk in together. As they walk in together, he sees it's a mansion. It's a huge mansion, and there's just real estate, elite real estate agents and just very wealthy looking individuals all over. So the billionaire goes and he introduces the employee to one of his friends, one of his real estate friends. And he tells him, so I met this gentleman today, and he has a very large dream in regards to owning a lot of property, saying, so go ahead and share that with him. So he starts telling the real estate agent all this information, how he wants his mansion. He's going to have mansions everywhere, this and that. And he's going on and on talking about it, how he's so excited about it and how he's going to do it. So the real estate agent, which is another very successful one, he's looking at him calmly and quietly, listening. And he says, after the guy was done and he's like out of breath because he's so excited, the real estate agent asked him one question, very simple. How much is a mansion? The guy was stuck. He's like, I don't know, probably $1 million. He said, until you know the price of that mansion, you're not going to have it. So that goes back to my earlier point of how important is it for you to have a plan for your dreams. You have to be very detailed about your dreams, very detailed, because it's very easy. And a lot of people speak loosely and very vague when they say, I want more money. I want to make more money. I want nice cars. I want a nice house. let's be detailed. Exactly, the law of attraction. You attract what you think about all day long. You have to speak it to existence. However, you also have to, it requires action. It requires your part. You have to do your planning. You have to break down that dream step by step. And it makes it so much easier. I'm telling you, it makes it so much easier. When you take a very large dream that you have, and I like to call them goals and plans. I mean, dreams are great, but I like to be detailed with goals and plans is how I like to view my endeavors. And they really require you to break it down. And I'm talking about from the littlest things, but it requires you to believe in yourself. And how do you get that? And there's going to kind of go into a slight tangent, but how do you get to that point where you believe in yourself? It does require you to have that self-discipline, believing in yourself. And the way you start building that is accomplishing small goals. And I'll give you one very simple goal that I encourage everybody here to start doing tomorrow morning if you don't do so already. And I guarantee you, after doing it for a month or two, or maybe even a week, you're already going to start feeling a lot different about yourself. Make your bed in the morning. When you wake up, before you leave your house, make your bed in the morning. A lot of people ask me why. Why is that important? I'll tell you right now. Number one, you're accomplishing the first goal of the day. Number two, you're doing something that 95% of the or 90 of the other population don't do. You're already setting yourself apart. If you want to be different, you have to move different. That's key. So making your bed in the morning, and I'll give you another piece to that. Let's say you wake up in the morning, wake up. I'm hoping that you're waking up to do something you enjoy. You're not dragging yourself out of bed. You're actually happy to wake up because whatever it is that you're pursuing is bringing you happiness, which I urge you all to do again, because another piece of knowledge that's been dropped on me a while back was our journey through this earth is only once. Only do what you love. There's no other way to live. That is very important. Make sure you're doing what you love so you enjoy waking up in the morning and getting out of that bed, making that bed, getting ready to do whatever it is that you love to do. But back to what I was saying. So when you make that bed in the morning and you go out and you handle your business, you do what it is that you have to accomplish for that day. Let's say you had a terrible day. It happens to the best of us. Life has a way of hitting us from left field out of nowhere, and something just happens out of nowhere and just knocks us off balance. However, when things like that happen, I urge you all to focus on solutions and not situations, but that's another conversation. But back to that. So you have a terrible day. Things just got out of place. You go home. You get to your room, and your bed is made. That is a breath of fresh air, I guarantee it. Try it. You had a terrible day, but at least you get home and you got a bed that's made, so it shows you that at least one thing is not messed up in your day. Now, let's flip it to the other way. You wake up in the morning, you drag yourself out of bed already miserable because you don't like what you're doing, have a terrible day, and come back home to a bed that's unmade, cluttered, messy. You're just going to continue that cycle of being stressed out and negative. It's inevitable. So that would urge you to start with that one thing, is making your bed in the morning and start doing what it is that you need to do to set yourself apart from everybody else. Your atmosphere absolutely affects your mood. That is crucial. You know, you have to make sure, because, and I'll put it to you like this. I'll give you a quick metaphor. I want you all to imagine your mind being like a airport runway, okay? Now tell me this, is an airplane gonna be able to take off of that runway if there's things on that runway, if there's other planes or other cargo cars or anything in that runway? Absolutely not. Same with your mind and your potential and your greatness. It's not gonna be able to take off if your mind is cluttered. You have to keep it clear. And in order to start within, you've gotta start around you, okay? Everything that's around you is a reflection of you, who you surround yourself with, the way that you portray yourself, you know, the way that you keep up with yourself. What a lot of people do is they tend to put up this facade of being public successes and private failures. You want to make sure that you are real, both public and private. And that requires a standard that you hold yourself to every day, whether you're in front of people or behind closed doors. You are that same person. So let me get into this PowerPoint really quickly, because I really would like to get everybody's perspective on this. So what I would ask everybody is if you could please get a piece of paper and a pencil or a journal, something you could write on and something you can write with. And just give me 1 second, please.